Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For subtitle, in the setting, select the most appropriate language. Welcome to our channel, which will discuss 5 mandatory Hajj requirements that must be fulfilled before performing the pilgrimage, Hajj. It would be nice for us to know in advance the mandatory requirements for the pilgrimage, Hajj, so that it can be accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The following is a discussion of the conditions for the pilgrimage, Hajj. There are a number of mandatory conditions that need to be considered, which if a person has fulfilled some of these conditions, then he is required to perform the Hajj. Anything? Sayyid Sabiq in the book Fiqh Sunnah 3 states that the scholars agree that the pilgrimage, Hajj, must be carried out by someone when the conditions are met. However, if a person does not meet these conditions, then he is not required to perform Hajj. As for people who have fulfilled the requirements, the scholars differ on whether to hasten or postpone the pilgrimage, Hajj. Imam Shafi'i, Tori and several other scholars are of the view that Hajj is a mandatory worship that can be postponed. Can be done at any time while still old and alive. Those who end the Hajj are innocent as long as they perform it before their death. The proof is that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam made pilgrimage, Hajj, in the 10th year of Hijriah with his wives and many of his companions, even though Hajj was prescribed in the 6th year of Hijriah. If Hajj must be carried out immediately, then the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not end his pilgrimage, Hajj. That way we are istidlal, agreed based on the argument that Hajj must be performed once in a lifetime. The initial limit is when someone reaches puberty, while the final limit is before death. Obviously, Imam Shafi'i quoted the Fiqh Sunnah Book 3. As for some other scholars, such as Abu Hanifa, Malik, Ahmad, they are of the opinion that Hajj must be hastened when the obligatory conditions have been fulfilled. As the words of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam through Ibn Abbas,
من أراد الحج فليعجل فإنه قد عرض المريض وتضل الراحلة وتكون الحاجة.
Meaning, anyone who wants to perform Hajj, then hasten to do it, because it could happen that someone will get sick, lose their vehicle, or other needs will arise. Reported by Ahmad, Baihaqi, and Ibn Majah, or in another narration from Ibn Abbas, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "You should hasten to perform Hajj, because one of you does not know what will happen." Reported by Ahmad and Baihaqi. Hajj requirements. 1. Religion of Islam. Someone who is Muslim or called a Muslim, for him has fulfilled the first mandatory requirement to perform the pilgrimage, Hajj. Hajj is not required for non-believers or adherents of other religions, or even for apostates, according to unanimous opinion of all scholars. 2. Bali. It means to have reached adulthood. Hajj is not obligatory on young children. But if the child does it, his worship is still valid and the law is sunnah, and he will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for that child, he must perform the pilgrimage, Hajj, again after reaching puberty, which the law becomes mandatory when he is an adult. 3. Reasonable, have sense. Derived from the word aql, which means sane, normal, and not crazy or memory loss. People who meet these criteria are obliged to perform Hajj. While a person who is crazy or insane, Hajj is not required for him. Based on the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam from Ali bin Abi Talib.
رفع القلم عن 3: عن النابم حتى يستيقظ، وعن الصبي حتى يشب، وعن المعتوه حتى يعقل.
Meaning, the pen is lifted from 3 people, namely from a sleeping person until he wakes up, from a small child until he reaches puberty, and from a madman until he is wise. Hr Tirmidhi. 4. Freedom, independent. That is someone who is not a slave or servant, nor a person who has power over himself. Thus the pilgrimage, Hajj, is obligatory for people who are classified as independent. If there is a slave who is sent for pilgrimage, Hajj, by his master, then his pilgrimage, Hajj, is considered sunnah and not obligatory. Meanwhile, if he is free or independent, the pilgrimage, Hajj, must be carried out again. 5. Capable. The conditions for the obligatory pilgrimage, Hajj, of this one are listed in Surat Ali Imran verse 97.
ولله على الناس حج البيت من استطاع إليه سبيلا.
Meaning, among human obligations to Allah is to carry out the pilgrimage, Hajj, to Baytullah, i.e. for people who are able. The Quran of the Ministry of Religion in a footnote explains what is meant by being able in this verse, namely being able to get supplies. Having means of transportation available, physically and mentally healthy, the journey taken is safe, and the family left behind is guaranteed a life when performing Hajj. That's all the explanation in this video that we can convey. Don't forget support channel by subscribing, liking, commenting and share. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.